Boom. Week's vacation. Back with another podcast. Frankie C is here. What's up, big dog?
What's that? It's been too long.
It's been a week.
A week? It's too long.
It feels like a long time, doesn't it?
What the hell? You go on vacation, the whole operation shuts down.
That means the bond that we have is a strong one. That's what that means.
I guess.
We took a week off, and this damn Mar-A-Lago raid is still the biggest story.
I know everybody doesn't want me talking about Trump, but when he's the number one story, what am I supposed to do?
Well, and there's new evidence and new everything, and we'll go over all the latest. We got it for you here. Sit tight. Chris Rock turns down the Oscars. We got to talk about that. Young Gravy. We're going to discuss Young Gravy on the program, Frank. It's very exciting.
It's better than Old Gravy.
Yeah. Oh boy, that was a dad joke. Young Gravy's that's all for all the young hip kids. Don't make dad jokes during the Young Gravy segment.
I gotta encapsulate the whole audience. Make it fun for everyone.
Anyway, he's like a TikTok music guy. He's banging the mom of another TikToker, Addison Rae. Huge story. We'll talk about
these TikTokers.
I know. They're TikToking their way into crazy town. Alec Baldwin is getting sued. Kind of a crazy story. We'll talk about it. Winnie the Pooh turns heel. Horror movie Winnie the Pooh. I'm telling you, that's the story.
It's a weird thing, man. It's a weird time we live in.
Vacation recap. And then we were just talking before the show, and Frank thinks he could do the Pepsi challenge, the Sprite challenge. Sorry.
Sprite challenge. I think I could do it.
Yeah.
We'll go over. If you don't know what that is, we'll go over it. I didn't know what it was until just before the show.
I know. So we'll go over all that and more. We are back. We are excited to be here. All right, check your phone, big man. I just sent you a message.
I don't like looking at messages.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are back from a week. I want to thank everybody who has been messaging the show and, where are you guys and whatever. Planned vacation, supposed to be out, back now, excited to be here. If when we left last Wednesday, you would have told me that the Trump Mar-a-Lago raid would still be the top story in the country, I'd have called you a big fat liar. I would have said there's no way that's still a story 1 week later. But alas, Donald Trump, for the most part, and then his Department of Justice counterparts, have been keeping this story alive and keeping it going. And just this morning, the Department of Justice, via a court filing, released a photograph of the top secret documents that they procured from Mar-a-Lago. And just when you thought, well, okay, there can't be much controversy to this, credit Trumpy Trumpkins, he found a way to make it look like it was a dirty job, which you have to give it to him, Frank. At least he's creative.
No, I can't, because it's either they planted it or give me back my documents, or I declassified them, or they took them out of the thing and they threw them on the floor. I'm sorry. You can't claim that they're planting stuff. I'm sorry. Am I jumping ahead a little? His whole story is, you pick a lane. His whole thing is, everybody's going, oh, they're on Fox News going, oh, the FBI, who knows if they planted all this stuff. And then you got Donald Trump on his Truth Social going, oh, well, they took all my documents, they got to give them back because I need my documents. And I declassified them. Well, either they're your documents and you declassify them, or they planted them there. It's not, it's one or the other. That's number one. Number two, this picture makes him look bad. And, not because of how it looks. I know what you're going to say. The picture makes it look like it's all just strewn about on the floor, which it is. Fine.
Well, that's what he is saying.
And when I saw that picture, I didn't think that's how he kept them. I'm sure that I thought they were in, because they were in boxes. When he took them out of the White House, they were shipped in boxes. That's what I.
That was Trump's defense. If Frank was skipping ahead a little bit here, that was Trump's defense. He basically said, so I saw the picture, And I go, okay, these are all, here's all the stuff that they took from his house, right? Then I see the Truth Social message from him, and he goes, they staged that. They made it look like it was a mess everywhere. It wasn't a mess. They took them out
Whatever.
of boxes.
That your defense can't be, well, I stole illegal, I stole classified documents, but I kept them neat. No, that's not what we're mad at. We're not upset if they were.
I file things away. Everybody knows that. We file strongly here. It's part
They,
of Trump's organization.
they weren't just, excuse me. They weren't thrown on the floor. They were in boxes. When I steal classified information, I keep them in boxes.
Oh, okay. Allegedly. All right. Allegedly.
Allegedly, no, not allegedly.
We've got a defamation issue on this podcast.
It's not alleged because he's got them or he had them. He said he had them. They tried to get him back. They took him back. This is not alleged. He has them or he had them.
Yeah.
So it's case closed in my opinion. I don't understand where the blurred lines are here, because it's pretty obvious, and you get people on the right, especially like Lindsey Graham and all these people are on Fox going, oh, the FBI must have planted it. No, he's saying that it's there, and he's saying, oh no, I kept them neat. Well, what, you kept the documents they planted neat, or you kept your documents? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's just there's no solid story that he's going with. It's ridiculous.
Well, so here's the gist of it all, if I can kind of sum it up for people, because in the week that we've been gone, and since August 8th, when this happened, can't believe it's about to be September already.
Right.
A lot has kind of come to light. And there's a couple things, and I don't know if some of these facts make a difference to people, but as we're learning things, and by the way, and it's not all of Fox, because who's that guy with Ducey? Is it Peter Ducey?
I think so.
He's been pretty critical of Trump, and he's been pretty fair, I should say, with all of this coverage. And by fair, I mean critical of Trump.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but if you want to play fair, then call it like it is. I mean, if the people you're trying to be fair about are not fair people, then you're not going to be nice. It's just the way it is.
He's been fair because he's been critical. That was the point.
That's fine.
Like Kilmeade is on that show, and I don't know who the lady is, and they're having a little bit of a harder time criticizing the former president.
Well, and now you see all these people like Ingram and I think even maybe Tucker Carlson. They're all jumping ship down. Now they're like, oh, we got to move on from Trump. We got to move on from Trump. It's like, no, sorry.
Oh, is that what they're saying? I haven't really kept track. Is that what they're saying?
That's pretty much what's going on. I'm not sure about Carlson, but Ingram and a few other people at Fox, they're like, oh, maybe it's time to move on from Trump. We got other things to look at and blah blah blah. It's like, no. You launched your friggin' 5-year ship on Trump, and now you want to just jump out when it's all of a sudden.
Well, that's pretty much what they do.
I mean, it's like it's unreal. It's so unbelievable. It's
they
like,
side with whoever will get them the ratings the most. But
the ratings, or whoever's going to get them screwed by law enforcement.
You know who's flipped on him is that Ann Coulter.
Yeah, to be fair, she flipped a while ago.
It was a while ago, right? But she's been even more critical. She was trending the other day, put out a whole thing about how done he is, and I don't think he's done. But back to her, it's amazing. Didn't she write a book about how great he was?
That I don't know about
at some point or some shit.
Books. Maybe, but I know I feel like after I think her big problem started after he lost the election and claimed he won. She was like, I think. Don't
well, that's where
most
sane people checked out. Most sane people were like, "Oh, okay, that's a little."
Most sane people checked out way before that. I'm just saying, after the election, that I think. Again, I'm not sure exactly when, but I think she was like, "No, he's wrong. Everybody, don't let him fool you." So,
yeah. Well, anyway, so Ducey's been critical. That was the point. Anyway, go back to the timeline of it all. This is what I didn't realize. A lot of these documents, because we just assume when the raid happened, like, oh, I guess this is just, he took a bunch of shit with him on his way out. A lot of this stuff was there since when he was president. That's what they're saying, that like as he was, I guess, reviewing these things or had to deal with them or whatever, he would take them down to Mar-a-Lago to read, go over whatever the case, whatever a president does, which is normal presidential procedure. From there, as the story goes, they realized he had this stuff. They asked for it back. There was a little bit of a back and forth. He didn't want to give it back. Then he wanted to give it back. Then he gave back 38 things. The lawyer said that was it, so on and so forth. And then I think most people know the story of how it goes from there. But I didn't realize he had this stuff there when he was president. Then they said, you got to give the rest of the stuff back. And he was like, okay. And then what happened is they apparently said, if you're in the process of getting this back, can you put a lock on the room where it is? Because he was making it sound like they just asked him to throw a lock on it and all is well. But now the Department of Justice is saying, well, we asked for the lock for the time being until we could get back everything that we needed to get back. It wasn't like, oh, put the lock on and we're good.
And then you can keep everything.
Which is kind of the way their team positioned it. But I don't know who the lawyer was. Here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen to Trump. But whoever Trump's lawyer was that said, you have everything now, that person is in a shitload of trouble. Because they lie. I mean, unless they could prove I didn't know there was another room of stuff.
Right.
Or whatever the case is. But that person gave shit to the FBI or the Department of Justice or the records or wherever they gave it to, and they were like, you got everything now. That's it. You know? And as that turned out to not be the case.
Right. Welcome, Jay Sabs.
Isn't that right, Jay Sabs?
Oh, 100,000%.
Thank you. See, you said she never agrees with me, Frank. Right off the bat, she's on board.
I didn't say anything like that. But Matty Mo's Arcade in the chat, laughing my ass off, Obama kept docs too. It's standard. Incorrect. He took documents and he filed them with the archives like you're supposed to. Anything that he took from the White House is registered and kept in an archive. It's not public. It's not just in a room in his house. So
anyway, so to fast forward and wrap this all up in a bow, what it's going to come down to is when he declassified these things and if the proper procedure was taken to do such a thing. That's really what it's going to come down to. And nobody's going to know that for quite a while. Because the other part of this that was kind of came out just before we jumped on the air here was the Department of Justice is not doing anything before the midterms. That's not going to happen because that's part of their thing is to not, get involved in any election process. So to safeguard the Republicans, they're not going to do anything. So even if they were ready to do something tomorrow, they would not do it because we're too close to the November elections. So whatever they're going to do, they're going to sit on at least for the next couple of months.
Which doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
unless you host a podcast, then you need speculation to keep the whole thing going.
No, but if you have information, like if your information is damning to one side or the other, don't people have a right to know, whatever side it is? Don't people have a right to know before they elect someone?
Well, this is the Comey rule, right? Because Comey came out and said that they were investigating Hillary's emails, and then she didn't get elected president.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's fine. Listen, you present the facts when you have them. I mean, you can't.
That was their rule. That was their rule ahead of time, and then Comey thought the way that you're thinking, and then that came back to bite the Democrats in the ass. So everybody decided, let's go back to the way it was, where you don't do shit within 6 months of an election.
I don't like that rule because it doesn't. It sways it the other way. Then, I mean, no matter which way, I feel like let's say, hypothetical, let's say a candidate is suspected of murder. Very hypothetical, obviously, far-fetched, whatever. And they don't reveal that until after the election. Wouldn't you want the public to know that before they go into the polls and into the voting booths? Wouldn't you want the public to know who they're dealing with when they get in there?
Snap! Lowenthal said, I bet you didn't want Hunter's laptop out there, though. Oh.
I don't
Frank,
care.
answer.
I don't know, I
What's
just
the
want to say this
question?
up because I don't want to talk about it.
What is the question? I don't want Hunter. I don't get. Yeah, investigate the shit out of Hunter. I've been saying that forever. If that's a separate thing. Fine, investigate him. I have no problem with that. My point is, if there's a problem with a certain candidate or whatever's going on, I think people have a right to know it before they vote for that side.
Well, I think if you're talking about a
Did you lose me?
murderer, it's a smidge different.
Crime is a crime. All right, let's say they stole thousands of dollars. They robbed a bank. Wouldn't you want the public to know that before they elect them?
Well, I'll answer your question, because a lot of this could be like what they thought was the case of the Hunter Biden thing, which was they were wrong. The emails with Hillary, a lot of this could be just political bullshit. Like, you could just start rumors. You could, let's throw a hypothetical
rumors
out there, Frank. Let's throw a hypothetical out. Say I go to a guy and I pay him to write a bunch of information about a presidential candidate. That's not true.
I'm not talking about that.
To the FBI, and the FBI goes, well, shit, if this is true, we got to investigate it. And they start an investigation.
I'm not talking about investigating a tip or a lead that nobody knows anything about yet. This is public.
But that's how it works in the real world. That's how it works in the real world.
Yeah, no, I understand. Sure. Yeah, I get that. But if it's like if it's a one person said something, yeah, they'll investigate it. But if it's not a huge thing like this, you know what I mean? If it's something,
this isn't as open and shut as you think it is what the problem is.
I just think if there's an official investigation against someone, then,
because what if the FBI fucked up and they didn't realize that he declassified these things and they were completely useless and this was all for naught?
We all know about it already. He
walks away scot-free.
We all know about it already. I mean, so what? I don't know. All right, so you're saying it has to be until the end?
Yeah, because here's the thing. They can't announce that they're the DOJ wouldn't have told anybody about any of this if it wasn't for the fact that it made news when they did it.
So let's say
Trump's people went and said everything. They put it all out there.
Okay, so let's say you are being investigated for a crime.
Okay.
And the cops are investigating you, whatever. And all of a sudden they're going to be like, all right, we're going to go to trial and everything. And you go, no, I'm sorry. I just decided I'm going to run for president. You gotta wait. You gotta wait a couple of years until that's all decided, and then we could do the trial.
I'd probably have to be a serious candidate running already, and they might have to wait.
They'd have to wait.
I mean, if I announced after I did the bad thing I was running for president, I don't think it would matter to them. I think they'd be like, it's too late. But if I was running for president and then they were investigating me.
Oh, no, I decided last week, I'm going to run for president. I shouldn't tell anybody yet.
I love your example, but that's just not realistic.
It's an extreme example, but I'm just saying, if you're running for an office, oh no, I'm running for an office. Sorry, yeah. You can't prosecute me for 2 years.
Paul's got a good question. How stupid do I think the FBI DOJ is? I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're stupid at all. But I think that you're talking about three or four different government agencies and all their processes, and it could take a while till they realize, oh, okay, this was done this way, and then it just didn't catch up, and nobody realized, after the fact.
Didn't catch up. I feel like if there's a document that was declassified, there's got to be some record of that being declassified. Why isn't it as easy as,
right?
Oh, here's where it is.
That's something. But my point is you're talking about classified documents to begin with. I don't think that is something that just gets filed on the internet that everybody can go look
No,
up and
not on the
see.
internet. I'm sure there's some process within the government that they have to do that, obviously. So what is that? We don't have to know, but I'm sure they know the process, and they can just go in and say, "Oh yeah, here it is. This is case number blah 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 blah,
I
file blah
think
blah
they
blah."
do, but I think that them grabbing the documents is part of the process. I
Of
don't
course it
think
is.
right. I don't think that necessarily assumes. What if they get all that and they go, "Oh, okay, everything here checks out to everything that we saw he declared." I don't think they knew what exactly he had. That's why they were asking for him to give it to them so that they can see.
Okay, what if you're going along these lines, what if they do all this and they wait till after the election? He gets
I don't think we're
elected.
having that crazy of a conversation. Listen, I don't know why he had this stuff.
No,
I think
listen.
I think it's dumb for him to
Here's-
not just hand it all over. I understand that.
Here's
Question.
my okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What the fuck are we talking about right now? Because I did not pay attention for the last 10.
All right.
I know it's about Trump, but really, can we move on?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Just about how
Story.
bad. What
It's
is
the
it?
big story everywhere.
What is
Frank's
it?
throwing his last hypothetical at me. Go ahead.
What is the story? Quickly.
It's about him having the documents. They released a photo of the classified documents that he had, and then Trump went on his Truth Social thing, and he goes, "Oh, that's not how I kept them. I kept them nice and neat." It's like, well, so you kept them, so you had them. They didn't plant them
Tell
there.
me that you wouldn't steal stuff from the White House, because I know you have a bunch of Post-its and fucking
What?
Let me tell you
binder
something.
clips. I know you stole that shit from work. I know you, Frank.
We have
Anthony.
stolen stuff from the White House. We did it on our class trip, so that's
We
the truth.
did not. We didn't even go into the White House on our
That's
class
a
trip.
fact.
We didn't even get into the White House on our class trip.
From
But-
the U.S. Mint too. If you want to be so bold, we stole from that place too.
And
If
I'm just going to stop Lowenthal in his tracks here. Lowenthal in the chat is saying,
He's
"Oh,
mad.
not for the other side, not for the other." Yes, both sides. If there's an investigation going on either side, throw it out there. Let us all know about it. This is what happens. This is
They can. That's why they're not
Well-
saying shit about Hunter's laptop. So go ahead.
Well,
You were
what-
going to make a point.
Well, my point is, what if they investigate Trump? Let's say it's close to the presidential election. He's running, and there's an investigation on Trump, but they hold off until after the election, and now he's president. Now he could claim, "Oh no, I'm president now. I have presidential whatever the fuck he claims, executive privilege. You can't go." Now he has all this protection, but now it's all this stuff is true. And
I'm not sure you can claim that if the crime was committed before you were elected
well,
president.
tell that to Trump.
Next time I run into him, I'll drop a note.
Go ahead, you do it now. We'll wait.
Okay. Here's the thing. In the chat, if you've never taken anything from work,
This is not the same thing.
It's not like he
Frank,
worked at an
exactly the
insurance
same thing.
company.
If I took a pen, that pen is not classified documents.
let me ask, do you think that usernames and passwords are classified documents?
What?
This sounds like you're getting personal. Like you're asking us if you're in
I'm
trouble.
just saying.
I don't even know what that means.
Like your login for your computer and your
Yeah.
email password. You think that's classified information?
No.
Oh, okay. Should someone have it? Probably not, but that's okay, right?
What
I
are you
bet you-
talking about?
I
What's
bet you
happening
nobody
here?
changed the password from Janine's last job ever. That's
No.
what I'm betting.
If
Um,
that's not the same thing as classified government documents.
I wonder what exactly it was, but they'll never tell us because it's classified. Boom.
Yeah, they might tell us what
Boom.
it involves.
Do you think
like-
it's his penis?
It could be. It's probably just dick
His,
pics.
his hot
Well,
dog?
Doesn't that have you curious at the end of the day? Which is, why was he holding on to all this shit to begin with? Why didn't he just give
Exactly.
it the fuck back?
Give it back. What are you doing with it? You're a citizen now. You don't need to be looking at that stuff. It doesn't
Nah.
concern you anymore.
And-
I don't know. I'll be honest. If I was president, one day I'm going to be, I would definitely.
Just be careful not to admit to a giant crime here. Go ahead.
Take stuff.
You just take stuff.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
taking a pen or taking a stack of Post-its is different from taking classified documents.
I
You
definitely
can,
would.
you can take Post-its and a pen from the White House. There's no crime in that. But like I said before, if the president of the United States writes down on a Post-it note, "Go fuck yourself," that belongs to the people of the United States of America. That doesn't belong to him. That Post-it note he could take. That's his. Once he writes on that Post-it note, even if he draws a dick, that's the people's dick. He
All right.
cannot
So
take
whose
that.
side are you on now? So now it sounds like you're saying that Trump fucked up and he committed a big crime here.
No.
What about using emails on your personal server?
I don't,
They
not a
investigated
good
all
thing.
that. Oh my god.
That is not a good thing.
That's still
Ugh.
because you know how irked I get when people use either they use their work email as their personal email. You know how much that bothers me because my boss used to do it all the time, and he'd be
I was
like,
gonna say, can you
"What are you
even do that
doing?"
anymore?
Yeah,
Your old boss used to do that.
bro, no. Why would you do? So finally, I said, "Let's create an email for you." Okay,
Yeah.
let's just, and then, God, this is the difference. I don't know if he's considered a boomer. I don't know.
Oh,
He
for
put, he put his daughter's first name, something dad at gmail.com.
oh God. I was gonna say
What kind of P do you think you're gonna get with that?
your
0.
boss and Hillary in the same boat. They basically were like, "This is really dumb, and you shouldn't have done it." But you're an old fucking baby boomer, so nobody can blame you. And that's
Actually, I
basically
don't know. What's Boomer start because he's only like 54.
He might be too young to be a boomer. Then I don't know.
I don't know.
He might be on the young part of it.
But even so, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not defending. I'm not saying Trump is innocent here. I'm just saying we've got a little ways to go before we actually know what's happened. Whereas you guys are ready to fucking put handcuffs on him already. I'm saying it doesn't look good for him, but he might have a way to wiggle out of this. And I don't think that he's
Like it
as
might be
dead to
something
rights.
stupid. There you go. It might just be something stupid, like you said, like somebody wrote something.
Somebody wrote something.
No, I think
they
those
showed.
I think those were. I listen. I don't know how important, and that's the other thing too. If it's like super duper, like there's levels of top secret, there's levels of confidentiality. I don't know which ones are what. But the point is if he, like, who knows? I don't think. Okay, nobody knows other than the people that are reviewing those documents right now what exactly those documents are. Those things could be from his first month and a half in office.
Fine.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's
So they could have been declassified. They got to go. You know how much fucking shit they have. Like I said, if he draws a dick on a piece of paper, that shit gets archived. Do you know how much stuff they have to go through to figure out if this stuff was really declassified or not?
Yeah, but there's specific files, and I'm sure there's some way to keep track of which files are declassified and which aren't. I'm sure if you look at a stack of papers, you open it, I'm sure there's a number or something that you can correspond to. Oh, these are classified. These are declassified, and these are
I
not.
think you're talking about months trying to figure out
months. You
The
think
bigger-
that looking at a stack of papers and going, this is either declassified or it's classified, you think that's going to take months?
Yes.
Oh,
Why?
definitely. But here's the biggest question.
You're talking about 4 years worth of documents.
Okay.
Oh, here's
ahead,
the thing.
Janine.
No, it's all right. Good.
The biggest question we should be asking is, why the fuck does the White House have paper? Come on, people. Come
That
on.
is a good question.
Because you can't hack paper.
Well, no,
They
but
never
you
heard of a
steal it
fucking
like
PDF?
he did.
What?
But you could just steal it like he did. So
That's true.
I-
You could steal
I,
it.
I'm sorry that bothers me that they still have paper. Like
That's a
what?
good point.
Unless it was like
Well, it could be
printed
photographs, yeah, that you could, you hand to people.
printed
Stuff
emails,
that
even
you don't
so,
want on
fine.
a computer.
I hate to sound like a dickhead here, but in football, you know how each team like has their playbook and they protect it so much. Like when they cut a player in football, they're like, you have to give us they won't let the player leave the building without
Ooh.
getting the book back.
Really?
And to Janine's point, in recent years, it's not a book anymore. It's an iPad because they couldn't keep track. They'd have to count 400 pages before they let the guy out the fucking building. So now it's an iPad, and I hear the iPad, you can't even take screenshots. Like, when you try and screenshot like Netflix, it's blank and they won't let you do it.
No, I never tried to do that.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, but you can't take your phone and go click.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
But you know what?
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like, right, like what Frank just said, like you don't have to physically take or like print something and then physically take it home with you. You could just take pictures of it and keep it.
Yeah.
Like that's probably what he should have just done.
Well, if he does that, those pictures are still
I know, but there we go
property.
again. He's a boomer. He probably printed this stuff like an idiot.
Print it out for me so I could read it.
Right. Why are you keeping the evidence like that? Like
go down to Kinko's, print out this classified documents over at Kinko's.
They're open 24 hours. I know they're available.
Give them my name. They know who I am.
Janine, that's the point. What the fuck was he doing with this shit to begin with? What was he going to do with it? I don't understand it. And once they came the first time, he should have been like, okay, go ahead, take it. Yeah. Fuck do I care?
But didn't.
Who wants to be in charge of that much bullshit anyway? You're telling there's nobody listening to our voices right now that wouldn't take any amount of money to have somebody come in and clean their shit out for them.
Oh, I'd love it. Yeah, if that was stuff he no longer needed and they were like, we'll come get it, please help yourself.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Take it.
Yeah.
Do you know how much shit I have from old jobs on my computer that I still haven't like gotten like that? I'll just stumble upon it and I'll be like, oh, what the fuck was it? I gotta get this fucking taking up space on my shit. Can't imagine. I can't. How many companies could you sync right now if you really wanted to? 3, 4?
A lot. You know what I was gonna say is that there is something worse than using your own email as personal email outside. When two people in the same company email each other back and forth about other people in the company. How dumb is that? How dumb
that is pretty. That is pretty. Anybody who puts any personal thought into an email anymore is completely stupid.
Well, into a business email.
Into a business email, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely stupid.
That makes no sense. That's the exact wrong thing to do. With so many other ways to communicate to someone, don't use your business email.
Right. Just text them. I can't believe that she's wearing that today, or she smells like shit. That's it.
No, see, and even that.
Okay, I don't think the shit one was about you. Probably the first one was about you.
Even that is still too much because now it's all in writing. Oh, look, I have him saying shit about you.
Right. And you know what? That kind of happened at my other job, and the woman did sue. But so I actually had to use my phone as proof in a lawsuit.
See?
Your phone?
Yeah, because the woman, it's a long story, but text from her I had to print out.
How many I feel like, Frank, we should have asked this question before we told Janine she could do the show. How many lawsuits have you been involved in?
And how many are not wrapped up yet?
Yeah, how many are pending?
Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that. But
no comment. Not allowed. My lawyers have told me not to discuss that.
Unless like you're friends with someone in the office and you can really trust them, don't put anything into writing. Like unless you're actually friends with them, don't put anything into writing. Frank's right about that.
Okay.
Right.
Can I say something? There's no reason to be friends with people at the office.
That's not true.
That's
the next thing you're going to say is you shouldn't make friends on vacation, and then I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
We almost worked in the same office together. Should we have not been friends?
Different story. We're friends going into it.
So then there is a reason.
The friendship preceded the work.
Well, that's a reason. That's a reason to be friends at work.
My sister-in-law is now my sister-in-law. We did not know each other before we started working. We became friends.
I like it when you think you're making a point to help your point when you're making my own point. Your brother would be far better off without that girl in his life. He tells me every day.
It's messed up.
Other way around.
Yeah, I agree with you, Janine.
True. But I mean, think of, okay, it worked out between your sister-in-law and your brother. What if it didn't? That could have been a messy situation for you at that job, no?
Yeah, but you know what? I've never. Again, you're going to make fun of me. There's people who I've worked with and made friends with and still are close with till this day and past jobs.
I'm not gonna why would I make fun of that? I
And like,
could see that.
I'm against that.
hung out with them and like, gone to their weddings and just,
Same
been
here.
friends with them. So I don't think it's bad.
I the same way. If you make a friend at work and you hang out outside of work, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're in the office or if you're using office things, then a computer, emails, text, whatever, then you keep it, professional. But if you're,
Yeah, sure. I'm sure if you heard the sounds coming out of this woman in the bathroom, there's no way you would have not texted your friend at work.
What? was this the lawsuit we're talking about?
No, something else. No, you
What
know
is it
how
like? What is it like when do they subpoena your phone? Like, what is that? What is that like? What do you get? A letter?
No, all I had to do was take screenshots of the text and then print them out.
So what they asked you? They came up to you. They sent you an email. We need these specific
No.
pictures.
Were you ratting? Were you basically implicating the person that was being sued?
No, she was suing. A woman was suing our company for discrimination because she was Jewish. That's why she got let go. What happened was this woman was a complete psychopath. I mean, you want to talk about crazy? This is crazy.
What was your defense? It wasn't because you were Jewish. It's because you made weird noises.
Oh no, that was a different person.
Oh, that was a different person. Oh, okay.
So what were what did they need from you?
What happened was this woman worked there like 10 years prior. She begged to come back. She worked there for about maybe a year. And then JSF had to wear wire for the feds. Oh my God, I cannot wait till that happens one day. That's like one of my wishes in life.
Well,
no joke. Top 10.
Keep saying how you want to become the president and steal stuff from the White House. And I don't think they're going to be tapping you for a wire anytime soon.
You never know.
All right.
So when she came back, although she was older, she started trouble. Like she would go to someone and then talk about someone else and then come to me and then talk about someone else and then talk about, and like, it's like she was in her 50s and it's like, you don't do that. Like you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
She started a lot of trouble.
That should be a fireable offense right there.
That is. To me, that is.
Yeah.
And so she went in my boss's office to complain about someone and they got into a screaming match. And she said, I quit. And he said, you can't quit because you're fired. And she ran out.
Does that ever work? That doesn't work. Once the first person says whatever it is, that's what it is. If I quit came out first, then it's like quit.
And then she screamed, I'm going to fucking sue you. And so she ran out. And right. I had warned my boss and I said, listen, I think there's something, I've said there's something off with this woman. I think you better watch out. I think maybe you should let her go before anything happens. But no one listens to Janine. So a couple of weeks later, we got served. And she was suing because she said she got fired because she was Jewish. Also, the fucking funniest. Well, there's two funny things that were in the lawsuit, in the papers. One of them was that she said the dog, we had an office dog. The office dog didn't like her because she was Jewish.
Hysterical.
Okay.
That's right out of a Larry David episode.
Was she serious or was that serious?
She said the owner of the dog trained the dog trained the dog to not like her because she was Jewish. Like the dog didn't like me because I was Jewish.
Okay.
And I'm like, what?
People tell me they train that dog not to like me.
So what I had to put in there when it was my turn to be interviewed. They said, "Did she ever complain about work to you?" I said, "No." I said, "In fact, she would send me things. But then she also said something about coming to work when it was snowing and she couldn't believe it. So I had to print that part out. Also in the lawsuit, I mean, this is probably the funniest thing that these lawyers have ever read, maybe, is that she would go around and she would talk and she would, I'm the best at sex. Right. You're 50 something.
Wow.
It was weird. And she said something like, "Oh, I don't know why." Because I never said this. I swear to you, I never said this. But you know how I am. I'm dirty with my jokes. She said, she didn't put my name, but she said, "She's not the best cocksucker. I am."
Referring to herself as being the best? Oh boy.
You should put that on a plaque somewhere.
That's going on a shirt.
That is a good shirt. So, what is that an argument for? Why did she say that? Just out of nowhere?
I guess it's like a character witness, like, her persona in the office and like what stuff she would say. And so
I don't know.
I know, look at your face. You can't even believe.
Well, my thing is, like, she seemed awfully comfortable working there
Yes.
to be able to talk that way. I'm sure I'm going to assume she did not win this lawsuit.
She won. How much do you think she won? She won because people don't want to go to trial, so they settle.
Oh boy. You could disclose. Can you disclose the
Yes.
amount? Do you know it?
Yep. Guess.
It's not a real. I'm sure it wasn't a huge company, right?
No.
50 grand.
No. Lower.
Lower. 10 grand.
Higher.
All right. 25 grand.
Yep.
Wow.
So just gave her 25 grand and said, "Go away."
Yep.
Man.
What Robin just
What? Where?
No, it's dirty.
Oh. Yep. Hey, silver medals is still not bad.
So right. Coming in
Lord.
second. Coming in second.
There you go.
It's just, I don't even know how we got here. I don't even. Oh, just the fact that I had to print these out. But when I read this, because I got the complete transcript, right? I cried laughing. Because when you read this, because it's like, she would come in the morning and then go up front and speak to the office manager. Oh, by the way, then she said, "She's not the best cocksucker. I am." So I
still don't understand what prompted that phrase. Because did you claim to be the best cocksucker?
no, that's what I swear to God, I didn't.
What the hell did that come from?
She
Like, just out of nowhere.
Easy. You can't prove that, Janine. It's swearing on that one seems like a stretch.
All right, Bird in the chat saying she ordered the AOA hoodie. Nice.
Thank you.
Appreciate
We need to put that on your shirt. What do you think? Yeah, it's probably, or on a cup.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out our merch. Got a lot of different shirts going on. Mugs, tumblers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. Check them out.
Yeah, which hoodie? I'd like to know.
Yeah, which hoodie did you get?
I'm excited. We're getting back into hoodie season.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh, I love fall.
I'm done
today too.
What'd you say?
He fucking probably drank pumpkin spice today. Something too.
No,
right?
I haven't.
Probably did. Oh,
No.
you're not that far away from it though.
I'm not one of those
before the week is out.
No. It has to feel. I won't go by the calendar. It has to feel like fall to have one of those.
Yeah, I'm done with summer at this point. It's just too friggin' hot. I can't.
Of course, you two don't like it.
I like fall. I like spring. And then when winter comes around, I'll bitch that it's cold. Summer comes around, I'll bitch that it's hot. That's just the way it is every year. Same thing.
What do you think about this summer? We should do like a summer, I don't know, a summer recap, if you will. Maybe Friday. What do you think about summer 2022? I don't think it was.
It was too friggin' hot. It was like the hottest summer ever.
No. Are you crazy?
It was like in the 90s for most of the time.
I swear,
like almost
I thought we
every
only
day.
hit the 90s like 3 times in July. We had that little
You're
heat
insane.
spell in July, and that was it.
I think we're still in it. I think it's today.
Summer
was
is
in the
still here. It's not for another month. Come on.
I know. Yeah, Paul says hottest summer on record. Where are you, Paul? What
He's
part
in
of
California.
in California. Okay, so 100 there all week. He says, this was a rough one this summer.
Really? I didn't feel that.
Bird says she got the legalized comedy hoodie.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
That's a great one.
That's a good sweatshirt. And they're comfortable as shit, our sweatshirts. Our shirts, too, are comfortable as fuck.
They are really good.
Yeah.
So what's the next topic? Hit us with the next one.
All right. We'll get back to our thoughts on the summer for sure. Chris Rock turns down the Oscars. Told us that over the weekend.
Yeah, he doesn't want to host. And,
He doesn't want to host. I think it's a dick fucking move that they even asked him to begin with. Don't you think it's a stupid move to be like, hey, do you want to remember the show you got slapped the shit on, your fucking career got embarrassed? You want to come back and host that now?
I don't think it's a bad idea if he hosted. He could make the whole thing he could probably joke about it if he wanted to. And maybe, make some kind of
That's kind of awkward though.
I don't think he wants to. That's the thing. I don't think he thinks it's funny.
Again, he doesn't have to. If he doesn't think it's funny, he's making jokes about it. He made a OJ joke about it today or the other day or whatever.
I mean, he said it like he's still kind of processing it, and I think he is. I don't think he's comfortable with it. He's kind of the biggest bitch we have,
What? I love Chris Rock.
He got bitch slapped in front of everybody, and it's
awkward.
Yeah, all right, you could call it bitch slap, but he got assaulted in front of everybody. It was out of nowhere too. Nobody thought. If you think Will Smith walks up to you like that after laughing at the joke, you really think he's going to slap you in the face?
No, I don't. But I don't think he handled it well.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Well, how should he have handled it?
And he goes, I will. Like, that's what he said right after. Like, okay, daddy, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, he just didn't. I think I would have handled it better. But even if we were assuming that I wouldn't, I think
he handled it with class. I don't think he would. The other way is to like yell and start a screaming match, and he shook it off and moved on. I thought that's the way he should have done it. And in a setting that you're in front of millions of people, I think he, handled it the best way he could have in that moment. You're on the spot like that too. What are you going to do?
He was in shock. So I mean,
yeah, exactly. Everybody was in shock at that moment, and he was the one that took the brunt of it, and he got hit, and then he was like, oh, and then I just got the shit slapped out of me by Will Smith, and then he moved on, and he's still yelling at him. He was like, it was a joke. What do you want him to do after that?
I don't know, but I think it's a bad look for the Oscars. Again, still tone deaf. They didn't fucking get rid of Will Smith that night. Then they gave him a fucking Oscar. And here we are almost a year later, and they're still making the same stupid fucking mistake by going, do you want to host the award show? Wouldn't that be great?
and he's like,
no,
I'm good.
That's fine. I mean, all right. What if they didn't offer to him? Like, I mean, he could have hosted. It's not like he's not.
I'd be fine if they didn't offer it to him. They shouldn't have offered it to him.
Anyway, I'm sure it's a. I think they maybe just playing devil's advocate. Maybe they saw it as, do you want to, because you're welcome back, but he isn't, kind of thing.
Again, they're thinking about themselves and not poor fucking Chris Rock, the biggest bitch in the United States of America.
I don't think you're seeing it that. I don't think
he's America's bitch right now. The same way Giuliani was America's mayor, and who's the Ukraine guy that I forgot about? So did everybody else. He was the world's president. Remember, we were crazy about him for a while. Who the fuck even remembers his name?
It's messed up. What the hell was his name?
Is that war still happening?
It's still going on.
Kinda. Maybe.
Who cares anymore? I mean,
it's messed up. It's still going on, and it's pretty bad too because there's a nuclear plant that the Russians keep friggin' pummeling, and it's a
Yeah,
huge
they would have
threat.
gotten to it by now if they really wanted to.
It's a huge threat if something happens there.
Let me tell you what they are.
Zelensky,
Right
thank you, Paige. Zelensky.
now. See, you forgot it too. Or at least I knew it.
I couldn't think
doing
of
a
it.
bit.
Yeah, I knew who the. I know the guy. I'm aware of the guy. I just couldn't think of his name.
Sure.
Because nobody gives a shit anymore. I mean, look, we all want to be better people and act like. We all want to be better people and act like we want to give to the cause. But right now, if everybody was honest, 98% of the audience would be like, "You're right. I fucking forgot we were even doing that anymore." Nobody remembers.
Awkward.
It's true.
Know,
Am I wrong?
You're probably wrong. It's still in the news. People still talking about it.
A long time.
Well, when you got shit like this Trump bullshit at the top of the friggin' page.
Oh, everything is Trump's fault.
Here we go.
It's all Trump's fault, no matter what. Everything is. No, when that's the number one story, everything else gets pushed to the side. And the war's still going on. People still fighting over there, and it's a big deal.
Paul calling me America's Trump supporter.
There you go, Paul. Finally, someone calls him out.
I'm telling you, I can't. You can't say everybody's got to be 100% against it or 100% for it. There could not be any individual thinking anymore. Where was I going? Oh, Ukraine and Russia is like the couple in your friend group that likes to argue as part of what do they call that?
Foreplay.
Thank you. That's what it is. And you're just kind of like, are they fighting, or is this part of the whole? This is going to come up again later on in the bedroom because then I can't get involved and I don't want to be a part of it. That's what they're doing right now.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Okay, very good.
And we're still footing the bill, though. I think we keep sending cash over there. That's for sure.
Yeah, because they need help.
Yeah. Should we help? Let's put a fucking bullet in the guy's brain already and be done with it. Let Russia figure out the rest.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You go take care of that.
I mean, how much money could we give? Just blow up the fucking guy. What's his name? Putin. Let's get rid of him already and be done with it. And be like, oh, who knows what happened? Remember when we used to do what was right and just act like, oh, I don't know what happened. Why can't we go back to that time?
When did we do that?
Like all the time.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying make America great again?
Oh,
you
stop.
Dick.
All right, let's talk about important things. Young Gravy is banging Addison Rae's mom. This is a big story.
Young Gravy.
First of all,
for me, it's Metallica and then Young Gravy for me.
I
don't know who Young Gravy is.
Be honest with me, though, the both of you. When was the last time you had so much joy just saying somebody's name?
Zelensky.
Because Young Gravy is fun as fuck to say.
Young Gravy. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's a TikToker? What does he do?
No, he's like a singer, but he's
a rapper.
He's a rapper. He's like a white Southern rapper.
Okay, and he's big deal. He's got a lot of followers. Yeah. Okay,
he's kind of the guy. Janine, you're in with the kids. You were fucking hanging out with the 16-year-olds at the Sweet 16. Isn't he like the guy? Like he's the It's his time. It's young. 2022 is the year of Young Gravy, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the first I'm ever hearing about Young Gravy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
well, you're old as fuck, and all you do is listen to Metallica CDs, and I mean CDs. Like, I wish I could get you on that Spotify with all the kids.
I listen to them on YouTube.
You're in there with your little fucking CD book on the fucking sun visor.
It's in the middle console. It's not on the.
Hun, can you pass me it?
Yeah.
No, it's in the middle part, the armrest. You lift that up. There's all the CDs.
So should I play some Metallica for the car? Just for the car.
Just
everybody can enjoy it in the car.
A healthy order of Metallica.
Do you yell at your wife when she doesn't know what the Metallica song is that's on?
And I give her a look though. I'm like,
you get mad, like if she doesn't know if it's Master of Puppets or Ride the Lightning.
I'm like, how could you not know this? How long have we been married? Right. And then she does the same thing to me with Taylor Swift.
All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't know who your wife's favorite singer is, and I don't think that you know either. So
I just said it.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is up.
Get out of here! Really?
She loves Taylor Swift, and then it's like the Beatles and a lot of different genres.
Has she been to a Taylor Swift show?
No, waiting for her to tour. I want to go see her.
That's not a favorite then.
Well, it's within the last few years favorite. I
What
don't
was
think
the
she's
last
been
concert
around.
she dragged you to?
Dragged
Incubus.
me to concerts, but the last concert
Shut
I
the
think
fuck up.
she's in the chat and says the
Okay.
Beatles. You like the Beatles?
She didn't
I
drag
thought-
you to the
I like
Beatles
her.
concert.
No. She's in the trap saying
That's
like
funny.
questioning that I said she liked the Beatles. I thought she liked the Beatles.
If the answer really is Incubus, like Janine just said, I'm going to be really
No,
upset.
it is. It's
was a
not.
joke.
It's Dave Matthews. We went to.
Shut the fuck up. Hold on. I like this from Maddie Bowes. Jumpstart Gravy. I would love it if Jumpstart would do a blend around Young Gravy. I think that'd
That'd be
be a hell of a collaboration.
That'd be something.
Who wouldn't
but
love that?
The last concert we went to together, it was either what was it? Either 9 Inch Nails or
9 inches.
Imagine Dragons. One of those two. I can't remember which one.
Oh,
was
Yeah,
the
but
last.
wasn't 9 Inch Nails her dad's favorite? That doesn't count. What's her favorite?
Taylor Swift would be her favorite, but she's not. She hasn't been around here in a while, so
God doesn't
next
even know
time
his voice.
I just said Taylor Swift.
Janine, who's your husband's favorite artist?
God, he doesn't. He doesn't.
She doesn't know
love
either. Look at
All right,
two of
what's Cuddle's favorite artist? Who's Cuddle's favorite artist? He's stalling for time now with the laugh.
Husband or roommate? Which one?
Good.
Husband or roommate? I could tell you every one of my cousin, my wife's favorite artists. Frank is literally cutting out right now.
Yeah, I was cutting out. Okay.
What did you say?
Erin says that J-Sab's husband, his favorite is Hall & Oates.
It might be. She knows him better than me. Definitely, she knows him better than me. He doesn't really listen to music while he's in the car. He listens to podcasts. Definitely not this one, but he listens to podcasts.
That's some good support there.
And then in the backyard, he likes to annoy me and play like songs that he knows I don't like. So, or does he just like them? And everything he does is annoying.
I think that's just what he loves, and it annoys you. I think that's what it is.
Like 80s, like 80s metal rock bands, as a joke.
No,
Okay.
I don't think he likes that.
I'd say his most, because at a time we both loved alternative punk music. That's what we were most into at one point. And we went to a lot of concerts. And we went to what's that thing? That big concert. It was on Randall's Island.
Warped Tour.
Yeah. And so he likes that the most, but in his he also has Shaggy downloaded. When it went on the corner, wasn't me.
I could just picture
hanging on the sofa, wasn't me.
I could just picture your husband.
Wasn't me.
I could picture your husband just sitting there by himself, just listening, just bopping along to "It Wasn't Me." That's cute.
Yeah.
So, Erin says she thinks she knows Cuddle's favorite artist.
Go ahead. You could.
Do you know it? No, Anthony.
Yeah,
wait,
of course I
do. I want to see if Anthony knows it.
I know it.
I am 100% sure that Erin knows it.
I know it because she's dragged me to concerts. Like we've gone to. She's been like, I want to go see.
I could probably guess who it is.
Oh God.
I'll say it's
Elton John.
Either the Backstreet Boys or in sync.
No.
No.
Okay.
I'd
Then
say
I don't
Elton
know.
John or who's that other guy from Long Island that I don't like?
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
We've gone to Elton John and Billy Joel because she wanted to go. Yeah.
You wouldn't have wanted to go to that?
No, I wanted to go, but I think she was the main.
All right,
Who
Erin,
knows?
who does Cuddles like? Let's see if my wife knows.
Go ahead. I think your wife is going to know.
She's probably going to know.
She got it. She nailed it.
Sugarland.
Yeah, Sugarland was old school favorite. She hasn't. Well, they haven't come out with anything in a long time.
Wow.
It's been a while, but we went to how many Sugarland shows? At least 2. Yeah. Yeah, we went to go see them twice. They were good.
That is a niche.
Yeah, it was like Country Sugarland. They're
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, and who's the other one who
Stupid internet
sings
sucks.
about the motorboating and the pontoon? What's that one? She loved that one.
Oh God.
That group,
Wait, who?
Little Big Town.
Little Big Town. Yeah,
What kind of music is that?
Lady
Country.
Antebellum, all the racist country groups she was really big into.
They're Lady A now.
Yeah, and ever since they changed and got woke, she's like, it's not that
I don't
interesting
like
to me.
country.
Yeah.
I don't even like the country band that's not country, like wannabe country. You know what song with the toes in the sand and what's that one?
Toes in the Sand.
Yeah, they're
I
like
don't know that one. Florida
people-
Georgia Line.
Close to it.
But they're country, or they're not country.
I consider them country, but people think they're more like pop country.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Is it Dan and Shay?
No. You guys, come on, you guys know.
Is it Sam Hunt?
Oh God, the things I would do to Sam Hunt, I can't even talk about here.
I don't even know who Sam Hunt is.
Oh God, he's so hot.
Country guy. So is it someone you'd hear on a country station or someone you'd hear on a pop station?
I don't know because I've never listened to a country music station.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nobody
Can you
tells
give
that.
Can you give us anything to go on?
Come on, it's like sand, toes in my sand, and I'm having fun. Like
Is it the Applebee's song? Is that what you're talking about?
no, they came to Jones Beach too a few months ago. People love them. You know who it is.
Toes in the Sand sounds familiar. I'll be honest with you. I'm just drawing a blank.
No, it's not. I wish it was Mike.
Look, Lowenthal's got this might be the next T-shirt we put out.
Okay, I know who it is.
Go
I know
broke.
who it is. I know who it is because I just googled it. Zach Brown Band.
Oh, they're country.
Zach Brown is great. They're not pop.
They are very country.
You're crazy. Zach Brown is good.
I just have a hate for country music.
Really?
I don't like it. I don't, and I know it's the most popular genre of music
Yeah.
in the U.S. I just get annoyed by the lyrics. I don't think they're funny. I don't think they're good. Zach Brown Band, people go crazy for. And I tried to listen to a few different songs and I'm like, oh, okay. And people are like, isn't this great? Here's a beer. And I'm like, here's a high noon to drink with it. And I'm like,
Man.
Oh, you don't like Chicken Fried? That's a great. That's like one of the top 10 greatest songs ever.
That's probably the most corniest song ever. I know. Pete, look at him. His mouth dropped.
There's a lot of good country songs out there. There's good country music.
Zach Brown is really good. I'm going to send you a couple of Zach Brown songs to listen to. At a high noon.
You can't listen to it without high noon.
I'm sorry. I wish it's like
listen to Florida Georgia Line. They're good. I like their sound.
them too.
All right. Or Brothers Osborne is really good.
I don't like
that's true. Erin, my wife, just points out in the chat. She pointed out in the chat that I don't like when the title isn't in the song. Granted, the only thing is the '90s were big on that.
Can I just say something?
What?
You're the most irritating human being that has ever existed.
Thank you. No, it's just annoying when you hear a song on the radio or something. You go, "What the hell's the name of this?" And you listen to the whole thing. You still don't know the name of it, and it says nothing. And the name usually has nothing to do with the song, like Plush.
Mm-hmm.
The song Plush. It doesn't say Plush in the whole song. There's nothing to do with anything.
But how literal do you have to be? Like, why can't they just fucking?
Because why wouldn't the title be? Why wouldn't the title have something to do with what's in the song?
Yeah, that's annoying because then you're like, wait, what's the name of the song? And you try to sing the song, but the lyrics aren't in it. Yep, I know what you mean.
If you want to give people a song that they could easily forget the title, then do that.
I can't believe you're agreeing with him on this.
It's annoying.
It's annoying. Just name the song something that has to do with the song. If it's instrumental and you want to name the song something, great. But even if the song has the title isn't in the song, but it has something to do with it, and it makes sense, and it makes sense with the song, fine. But when the song and the title are so far apart, it's just like Cherub Rock. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's nothing to do
When
with the song.
Donatello
agree.
painted the 16th chapel, and there wasn't 16 chapels in the painting, did anybody criticize him?
You're
No.
a giant idiot. See, you talk about me being the most irritating person. And Lowenthal, I did write a song. It's the theme song to this show. I didn't name it though. I think it's just
I don't
called
know.
Anthony on Air.
I don't know why Miss Justice just said Dwight Yoakam, but that is the most pedophile-y, rapist-looking motherfucker I've ever seen in my entire life.
He's in a couple of movies. He wasn't bad.
You playing the pedophile rapist guy, right?
Yeah,
like he
pretty
just
much.
looks like the worst human being. I mean, he might be a sweetheart. I don't know, but I'm just saying his look is not good.
He does play. He does play a lot of creeps. Like in what was it? He was in Panic Room, and he was the giant creep in that.
Oh,
He's a creep in everything.
Yeah. Do you remember him, J Sabs?
I do remember him, and he is creeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the skinny. Like it's a huge creep in the movie. Yeah.
I love that movie too.
Anyway, with this, I don't know how we got out of control with Young Gravy, but this is
yeah. We didn't even touch on this stuff. We didn't even hint at what this topic's about.
Yeah.
All right. So he's together with Addison Rae's mom.
Yeah. Now I want to
Okay.
get J Sabs because again, she's with the teenagers. She knows what's happening. What do you think about this, J Sabs?
Well, the thing is, her father he was cheating on the mother with another TikToker because she posted a picture of them on, I don't know if it was on Instagram. So he got caught that way. But this, it's a little, because he's 26 and the mom is how old?
Oh, she's got to be up there.
Oh, what's up there?
I mean, maybe 50s, if not late 40s.
No, I don't think she's.
Well, how old's I don't know. Addison Rae.
Addison Rae's got to be in her mid 20s, no?
20s.
Yeah, let's see. She's 42.
All right.
She looks older though.
She does look older. And how old is Addison Rae? Because that's a whoopsie. That's a whoopsie daisy. That's an abortion is illegal in my state, baby.
Mm-hmm. She's let's see.
Maybe Addison Rae's 21. I don't know. She's probably younger than that, actually, now that I think about it.
So 42. That's not old.
But I heard that they were split up for a while, the mom and the husband, and when he went and banged that other TikToker. I don't think he's right either, but this is one of those families that TikTok has torn apart.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because he
know.
cheated on his wife with a 25-year-old, and she was like, I'm going to cheat on you with a 26-year-old. So you know what? Good for her.
So he's 26.
Younger.
So he's 26. She's 42. Is that what we're saying?
Yep.
All right. That's a big difference, but.
Can I say something that's going to sound very sexist?
Yes, you can.
I know what you're going to say.
You definitely can do that.
He's going to say, can I guess?
Yes, and I think you're going to get it except for part B. I think you're going to get part A, but not part B. Go.
You're going to say, it's fine when a man cheats on a woman with a younger woman, but it's really not okay when a woman cheats on a man with a younger man.
No,
sort of.
You're incorrect.
Not cheating, just being with.
I think, kind of close. Men are pigs.
Right.
And this kind of behavior is expected of them. Not to say that's okay. I'm just saying.
Right.
Men are pigs. So you think of women as being more nurturers and carers. So there is a bit of that involved in it. But also what I was going to say, my part B was he did his thing when she was on the come up, when this was all kind of happening. Whereas now they're at the top, and the mom has maximum visibility. Whereas the dad, nobody knew the dad was doing it when it happened with the dad. Because they were still kind of like, I have a personal life here. But now the mom is flat out living in the spotlight and making a full-on mockery of the whole thing by going after this guy. Because Frank, and I can tell you don't know by the face you're making. One of Young Gravy's little things is
Tucker
MILFs.
Carlson face.
You make it that. His things is like MILFs, and he's always like ranking MILFs. All his songs are like about MILFs and all that kind of shit. So he's a very big MILF guy. And he was kind of like like she slid into his like DMs, but publicly, like oh, like I'm a MILF, like that kind of shit. So she's doing it on a much more grand public scale, which I think is a little fucked up.
You think she ran it past Addison Rae first?
Well, because that's the other thing too. Like the father's a piece of shit because he's just a piece of shit, right? Like you still have your daughter there.
I know nothing about the father. Who's the father?
I don't know what his fucking name is. It's not important. But it's like she's got to know this is gonna crush her daughter's little heart.
She is not happy.
Why though? Why would it crush her heart?
Well, do you want to know about if I told you all the people your mom fucked in the last 10 years, would that make you happy? Because I can go over that list with you if you want.
I'd be very happy for her. If she was happy, then I'm happy. That's all I care about. I want her to be happy.
But I mean, would you be? You wouldn't be happy with that, especially if your mom was doing it publicly. Like that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But when you're, I don't know. I guess when you're in the public eye and everybody's watching you, that's what it is. I have no idea. I mean, we're not them. Look at the Kardashians. The mother with the made how much money off of her daughter's sex tape and everything. It's like ridiculous.
She's the worst human being ever. I don't know why you brought her up.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I think it's just more acceptable. It is more acceptable for men to cheat than women.
It's not acceptable for anybody to cheat.
I know, but I'm just saying in like our culture.
It's a double standard because like I said, men are pieces of shit. When a piece of shit fucks up, you go, look at that piece of shit being a piece of shit. But when a woman fucks up, you're kind of like, oh, they're better than that. That's kind of how we look at it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how we look at it. I think when a woman fucks up, they could be a piece of shit too.
No, definitely. But I just said it's just like when you look at perfect example, her mom and her dad, it was like, oh well, he's a man, so he's gonna cheat. He's gonna cheat with a 25-year-old, whatever. Now it's the woman. Now it's the wife.
And she's not even cheating, right? She's
not. But I'm saying she's with a 26-year-old, and it's like, oh, wait a minute.
What? Who's looking at this? Like, is everybody going? This shouldn't be, or
there have people have.
Like, who cares? Let them.
Addison Rae is one of those people.
No, she's not happy.
Yeah, I don't know if it fucks up the family. But it's two consenting adults. It's not that it's an age gap. There's a bit of an age gap there, but it's not it's not like she's 80 and he's 20. I mean,
Did the father do it publicly like she's doing it? Or did he just get caught?
He just got caught.
Yeah, see, there's a difference there. Like the mom is like maximizing her publicity. So and by the way, this all came to be today because the MTV Awards were Sunday or Monday?
Sunday. I hope you watched them.
I didn't watch them, but they went together. They went as a couple.
Yeah, it was weird. And then they kissed. So I was watching it a little bit, and my roommate was like, just making a horrible looking face. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I can't watch this. I'm like, what? Can you shut up? Bed Bunny's going to be on in a little bit, okay? And he's like, I can't watch it. So I was like, fine. So I just hit recorded it. He said he can't watch it because he has no idea who anyone is.
He made you turn it off? What did he put on instead?
One of his fucking nerd videos.
He has nerd videos?
What's a nerd video in your mind?
He watches people on YouTube talk about graphics cards.
Okay, that qualifies.
Wow.
And then there's like a whole other thing where he watches people discuss what's the worst video game ever made, and they talk about like all different video games and how horrible they are. And another one was like the history of Super Mario Brothers, which I did like. But no, he watches that. He's probably watching that right now. He actually put on.
Guy likes what he likes.
Echoes.
What's
Netflix.
Echoes? Is that any good?
It's good.
Okay.
You have to watch it.
So did you go back? Did you go back and watch the MTV Awards?
Yes, but I still have to watch another half of it.
Okay. Did you see Lizzo? Was she good?
I mean, what she wore was just, I don't even know.
She wore
That
the
was
Madonna
weird.
pointy nippy things I saw.
She wore that on stage
Oh,
when she accepted her award, but when she walked in on the red carpet, it looked like
Yeah.
she was wearing this huge, almost like a bedspread.
Yeah.
It was just this. It was gigantic. Like I don't know. It was just a very gigantic, wrinkly kind of. Again, it looked like a huge comforter. I
Yeah.
don't know.
she was trending over the weekend. I saw because Ari Spears
Yeah,
called her, said she looked like the poop emoji.
he did.
Oh my God.
That's a good joke. It's not a horrible joke.
Oh,
Everybody
I
gets
mean-
all upset.
You know, everybody, of
Oh.
course, everybody
I just
jumped
heard-
on this guy, and like
Hmm.
everybody took her side. Of course, you know.
He's a
When it came
comic.
to
What
her.
do you? I mean, it's a joke. What do you expect? It's a good joke.
When you
I
wear
appreciate-
something like that,
I appreciate it coming, especially he said, I was like, I'm a fat guy. I could say it. You know, and he said the joke. What was she do? What's with the whole 90s chain on your jeans and her face thing that she had going on there?
She had her wallet in her ear.
Yeah. And her beeper up her nose, I think.
Right.
Dad jokes.
Hey, we wouldn't be here without Jumpstart Coffee Company. Let's thank those fine folks. I can't wait to get the new blend. It's on its way. I'm very excited about it.
You're getting the medium and dark roast blend.
The meat is correct. That's correct. Not doing the pumpkin thing. They're keeping it pure, which I like. And of course, they support the Navy SEAL Foundation, so don't forget about that. 50% of the profits go over to the Navy SEAL Foundation, the very people that keep us free here, so that we can talk about young Gravy, banging Addison Rae's mom.
Right. That's important stuff.
That is important stuff. Frank, you look like you want to say something about Jumpstart Coffee Company. That before Bagger, hold on.
All right. I don't know if you're glitching out or if I'm glitching out.
Both of you glitching out. And I'm about to glitch out too, if you know what I mean. Oh, the both of you stop.
Are we still? Like, can you hear? Are we good?
You're good.
Anthony, talk.
You're good.
All right. You don't sound good. I'm just
Frank, you
saying.
sound good.
Oh, thank you. That's great. So we got Jumpstart Coffee. Get your Jumpstart. Visit the link below. Save 15%. All you got to do is enter the AOA 15 code. 15% right off the top there, and then 50% goes to the Navy SEAL Foundation. Plus, you got to do the subscribe and save, where you just you set it up month to month. You just get as many bags as you want delivered to your door. You don't have to think about it.
Boom. You're a beautiful human being. Well done on the read.
Thank you, sir.
Listen to this story. Fucking Alec Baldwin, right?
Yeah.
So this
Wait, you were fucking Alec Baldwin?
stop it. This U.S. Marine killed in Afghanistan. Baldwin decides this is tragic. I'm going to cut a check to the family. Nice
Okay,
move.
That's nice. That's good.
Sends $5,000 their way. All right.
Great.
Probably could have done more. Who's
Right,
judging?
come
At
on,
least he
$5,000.
did something.
What's that?
He didn't have to do anything.
He didn't have to do anything. He did something.
Yeah.
Then from whatever reason, I guess maybe he was following the young lady on Instagram and that's how he came across her and sent her the money, whatever. Then she posts a picture of herself at the Capitol on the 1-year anniversary of the
Oh yeah.
the
I remember this story.
insurrection, riots, whatever you want to call it. And he fucking messages her and he goes, "Are you the woman I sent the money to for the thing?" He gets into words with her, right? He posts her picture and I forget what he said about her. But he posted her picture, basically kind of doxed her, called her out. Now she's suing him for $25 million for
Wait a minute.
defamation.
Wait, what? She went to the Capitol on the year anniversary of January 6th.
No, on the year anniversary, she posted a picture of herself at the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "Are you the one I just sent the money to?" And they got into a thing of words, and he put her picture up and put a message out, said, "When I sent the money for your late brother, out of real respect for his service to his country, I didn't know you were a January 6th rioter." She wrote back, protesting is perfectly legal, and I've already had my sit down with the FBI. Thanks. Have a nice day. He wrote, I don't think so. Your activities resulted in unlawful destruction of government property, the death of a law enforcement officer, and assault on the certification of the presidential election. I reposted your photo. Good luck. And he did.
Whoa.
Within 20 minutes of reposting the photo, she received hostile, quote, hostile, aggressive, and hateful messages from Baldwin's fans, the suit claims.
Wow. So who's wrong here?
So now she's suing him for $25 million.
Yeah. I mean, if the FBI already went through everything with her, according to her.
Well, here's the thing, though. I like Alec Baldwin and all, but the guy's got a fucking temper on him. Like,
Yeah, he does.
That's true.
he did the right thing. He saw the high road and took a left. It's just be like, all right, you're a douchebag, but I'm still happy I gave money to your family because your brother was a gentleman.
Right. Yeah. That would have
And
been.
be done with it.
Yeah.
He
Well, he
fucking
kinda
posts
did-
a photo.
Yeah.
Like,
That's kind of.
what are you doing?
Yeah. That's taking your anger to another level.
All right, this is the dumbest, craziest thing I've seen all day. Did you see the trailer for the?
I
new...
watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a new Winnie the Pooh trailer out there. Janine will like this. It's a fucking horror movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Now,
didn't see this.
I'm all for it. However, now if you watch the trailer, it just looks like men with like a pig mask on, a Winnie the Pooh mask on. It doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh. It doesn't look like Piglet. It looks like a guy wearing a mask. So that's the only part of it that I got a problem with. If you want to make a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, by all means, if you have the rights, if you somehow obtain the rights to Winnie the Pooh and you're able to do this and they signed off on it, great. Have fun. Sounds good. I'll watch it. But it's just, it looks weird because it just looks like a grown man wearing a mask over his head.
Yeah, now I have to go watch it then.
It looks fucking ridiculous. Trailers in the live chat. I just put it out there. Everybody go take a look at it. So what happened was Disney, right, owns the rights to Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
I believe the original Winnie the Pooh was only Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. And I think Disney added the rabbit and maybe a couple I think Christopher Robin was an original, whatever it was.
Right.
But the original story, which is based off of a book, I'll come up with who's the author in a second. That's separate from what Disney has the rights to, which is the cartoon of Winnie the Pooh and everything that they've added to it, added on top of the original Winnie the Pooh story. The rights, the copyright to the Winnie the Pooh story lapsed and is now in the public domain.
Oh, so we could do a Winnie. Can we do one? Can we do a Winnie the Pooh story?
We can do
Definitely doing a Winnie the Pooh porno. Go ahead.
Yeah, that first of all, how do you not make a shit porn? What do you call that? What do they call that when they do poops in the porn?
Poop.
Smut.
It's called something.
No. Shizer. I don't know. It's
Shizer.
German. It's German.
What fucking German are you?
Hey,
somebody
I
will
paint
come up with it.
when my nieces were little. I painted all the Winnie the Pooh characters on the nursery on the walls,
Mhm.
and I used to say, "There's poo on your wall."
Good one.
It's another joke. That's an uncle joke.
That is. A. Milne is the person who wrote the first story of Winnie the Pooh in the
Milne.
100 Acre Forest.
Yeah, Aaron just put that in there.
Aaron got it just before I
Good.
did. Good for you, Aaron. Yeah, so that's what happened. So these fucking idiots took it and made a fucking horror. But Frank is right. It looks like it looks like some dope is wearing a shitty Winnie the Pooh mask, running around
Yeah.
fucking killing people.
I want to see like the bear. Looks like a guy with human hands wearing a mask, and it's like, all right, if you want to make it Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh is supposed to be a stuffed animal who's like smaller than is like this big. He's not supposed to be a full grown man. He's not. I don't think he's supposed to age. And grow like into a huge bear. But maybe I got it wrong.
He's also
Then
not
they-
supposed to murder people.
He's not
What
supposed
they-
to. The whole the idea of this story is supposed to be that Christopher Robin abandoned us and now we turned crazy and we're just
Well,
nuts.
They should make it like remember that movie with Mark Wahlberg and and the perverted bear.
What?
You know
Ted?
which one. Yes, Ted.
Mhm.
Oh, Ted.
They should make it like that, except Winnie the Pooh. Then it would be more believable.
That would have been hysterical. That would have
I
been
would see
hilarious. Yeah.
The little animated guy, but live action, but a little
Right.
CGI kind of thing.
Or
Yeah.
well,
Like
Well,
yeah.
they
Ted-
did. They
like
did
Ted
Christopher
fucks-
Robin.
Like Ted fucks Winnie the Pooh's wife,
Oh yeah, he definitely would.
and
Sure.
hilarity ensues.
Right.
Right. That is hilarious.
That's
But
exactly what it should read under IMDb.
Ted
They-
3 and Winnie the Pooh's honeypot. Go ahead, Frank. What are you going to say?
no, I just they did a Christopher Robin, that movie with Ewan McGregor as grown up Christopher Robin, and they had all the characters and everything, but they were CGI animated for the most part. I think they used some puppetry, but for the most part it was CGI, and they should have done something like that, made them CGI characters. But this, I'm all for a horror movie about Winnie the Pooh. Great, I'm in. I'll watch it. But again, you watch the trailer, it just looks like some
listen.
serial killer with a mask on.
You have to understand the people that are rushing to do this are probably not the most, not people of integrity. They're just in this to score a quick buck.
Do this.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't think there's anybody in it. It's just looks like a cheesy
No.
slasher movie.
Yeah, it's a fucking D movie. It's the original Mike Myers, Freddy Krueger fucking script. Just Winnie the Pooh's the killer now.
Yeah, but you know what? This D movie is gonna make millions.
You think so?
It's got this trailer out that's gonna. I'm sure the trailer. I haven't seen the numbers on YouTube, but I'm sure the trailer has got to be up there in views.
I just put it. Well, here's a problem now. Everybody can put the trailer out.
That's true.
So the one that I just shared has, let me see here, 100,000 views.
It's time to get out.
154,000 views.
Okay, and that's probably who shared that. Is it a name or
No, Dread Central. I don't know if that's a big name or not.
see? And that's just some off the beaten path YouTube channel, and that's
Yeah.
got 100 and something thousand. Let's post it. Why don't we post it so we
We should.
get 100,000 views?
Okay. Rotten Tomatoes trailers posted it, and it's got 368,000 views there.
Okay, and I think it just released today.
It came out today.
It came out today. That's already almost 500,000. So
Here's another 250,000 from IGN's YouTube page.
I'm telling you, this thing is going to make millions.
Oh,
Depends
God.
on, I don't know if they're releasing in the theater. I didn't take note if they're releasing it in theaters or if they're streaming it.
Let me see. I'll tell you what. When you look at this killer when you look at Killer Pooh from the back, he looks like a guy wearing he looks like Shrek.
It looks like Shrek.
Exactly like
Ooh,
fucking Shrek.
oh my God.
Actually, Shrek. At least Shrek, his body was proportionate, kind of to his head a little bit. This just looks like a big guy with a huge Winnie the Pooh head on. It's just and the head doesn't even look like it moves and is animated.
No, you think?
It just looks like it's just like a rubber mask. Like it's weird.
Oceani, $7.99 super chat. Appreciate that, Oceani. Oh my God, I just watched the trailer. It looks great. Gotta love a D movie. Some
Thank-
people love a
There you
D
go,
horror.
Aaron, with
Jan-
a good idea. We should watch it. We should do we all watch it.
A watch
I'll
along.
glitch it out. Sorry.
You know I love a D movie.
I was just saying, Janine loves a fucking horror movie. Don't you love horror movies?
I do. Yeah.
I like
And
them
some
too.
people love poor quality horror movies too. That's like a
Yeah, I
whole
do.
fucking.
Yeah, I do.
You like that shit?
I do like that shit.
See,
I'm
I
in.
can't-
I can't remember the last really good horror movie though that I've seen. My wife and I just watched Hereditary. You're like, eh.
Did you watch the Netflix? It's a 3-part series, Fear Street.
No, it's good.
That shit's good.
Fear Street,
Yep.
3-part series. What is it, like an hour each or something?
It's like, whew. Let me see.
All right,
I
Fear Street.
just
It's
I
like
just
2
watched.
hours. 2 hours
Alright.
each.
All right.
I just watched a movie that was scary as fuck.
Oh boy, here it comes.
I hate you. Well, you can't
I
fucking.
know.
Oh,
I
said
know
it.
it. I know too.
All right, sorry. No. Serious movie. You said what was the movie?
Sleepless in Seattle. I thought that poor bastard was gonna get caught in that relationship, and he winds up he's stuck with that woman for the rest of his life.
See, that was such a good joke that J Sabs just checked right out of here.
Fuck, now we won't find out what the hell she was talking about on Netflix. What was she saying?
Fear Street. She said Fear Street.
Oh, okay. Fear Street. What is it about?
I don't know. She said it's a 3-part series of some kind. I don't know. Horror movie.
This is why we needed her.
Yeah, we don't. Do we need her?
I'll tell you what I love about these guys, though, Frank. Yeah, okay. There's not much you can do fixing the shitty poo in the movie itself.
Shitty poo.
But even in the poster, like where you could take some liberties and make it look better, they just put the guy as is in the fucking poster.
It's just some guy with like human hands, and like, what are you doing? That's not. At least put a mitten on him. Give me a yellow mitten.
It's just it's so bad looking.
I wonder if the voice is probably just going to be some guy. They're not even going to attempt to do a character voice. Yeah, right. Oh, bother.
Well, okay. What's funny is you brought this up too. They're all pissed off because Christopher Robin left them.
Yeah, Christopher Robin ditched them, and they all went crazy because they just left. He just left them there.
What do we do without Christopher Robin? Keep an eye on us. I know. Let's fucking go on a murderous rampage. But here's the other thing. Did you notice this in the trailer? That there's a R.I.P. Eeyore written in blood?
Yep, R.I.P. Eeyore's dead. Either they murdered him and ate him or something, or
yeah.
I don't know what happened to Eeyore.
Eeyore didn't make the cut. Well, I think that's because Eeyore belongs to Disney. I think Eeyore is a Disney add-on.
Well, can they use his name then?
I think if they just write his name in blood, it's okay. If they show his character, I don't think they can,
I got you. Well, it's weird. You know what's interesting is that there are some of them. If you remember the story in the cartoon, some of them are stuffed animals and some of them are real animals. Like Rabbit is a real animal, not a stuffed animal.
You know what? I didn't remember that, and I'm proud of the fact that I didn't, because that seems like a creepy fact to hold on to.
I just remember because we watched Christopher Robin not too long ago when it came out online on Disney Plus, and every time we watch movies, we like to look up like trivia about it. And one of the trivia things is that some like owl and gopher, those are they're supposed to be real animals, as opposed to Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore are stuffed animals.
D, do me a favor. Send some people over to Frank's house and make sure he doesn't have a white Astrovan out front with candy in the inside. I'm fucking getting worried. Thanks.
Babe, move the white van. You can move around.
Don't piggyback my brilliant jokes. Come on.
I gotta.
All right, that's it. That's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it. That was the last thing. I thought that was one
fucking
more thing.
Hour and a half. I'm playing hurt here today, and I did still gave the world an hour and a half.
You don't want to recap your vacay?
It's a good vacation.
There's your recap, folks. Good vacation. Week off.
Here's what my wife and I came to the realization of. We're on our way home from the vacation, and we started talking about how do we get a real vacation with just the two of us, because we've learned now, this being our 4th or 5th, roughly give or take 3 or 4 vacations with these children. Kind of really it's our 2nd or 3rd when you think about it, because every age they get to, it's a whole new set of rules. You cannot rest or relax in any way, shape, or form. Ever.
I can't imagine you'd be able to.
You wind up being so much more exhausted because the sleeping arrangements, and
you got to constantly keep your eye on them, probably.
It's never ending. It's never ending.
Right.
So we're like, we have to plan family vacations, and then we got to plan mommy and daddy vacations.
Yeah, you got to. That's what grandparents are for. You give the kids to the grandparents, and you take a week, the two of you.
Shh. Don't say it too loud. The grandparents don't know yet. They're going to be the last ones to find out.
My weekly call to your parents, I'll tell them.
Yeah. It's just you can't sleep. But we had a really nice time. We did the Jersey Shore. We did the beach for a while.
Nice.
We ran into Snooki. That was great. Of course,
She's always there.
she's just always around.
Christine Colson has a good idea. That's why you bring a nanny. Can you bring another person along?
Christine. I mean, who is a fucking who could pay a fucking nanny? That's crazy talk. Let me explain something to people. If
the nanny pays their own way, but you pay them for their time as the sitter.
You have to pay the whole way. And if you can afford to pay a nanny, you're not vacationing on the Jersey Shore, okay? You're going somewhere tropical.
Or you vacation. Wait, hold on. I think I'm glitching again.
No.
Okay. All right. So you vacation at the Jersey Shore, and when you get there, you hire a local sitter.
That's an idea.
You get someone to watch while you're there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Can you hear me? Because I'm sorry. It seems like we've got some internet issues again.
It does seem like that, but I could kind of in and out hear you.
This particular vacation was still part of the COVID hangover.
Right.
Because last year, when it was like touch and go, and should we book a real vacation, and who knows if we'll be able to make it, we decided to make our little, because every year we do this New Jersey journey, but it's usually just a long weekend.
Right.
And so last year we converted it into a week-long vacation, and then we had to make the choice in December, this past December, when COVID was still a thing. What are we doing next year? We were like, well, let's just do that again. And so that's kind of what happened.
Okay.
So that's why it was the Jersey Shore, not somewhere tropical with less of my family involved, which is preferable.
So do you have another trip on the horizon at some point, or is nothing's planned yet?
Okay. So I'm glad you brought this up, because now we're going to get into some real therapist shit.
Uh-oh.
The next vacation is even less relaxing because we're talking about going to Disney.
You're going to Disney.
We got to do Disney. Yeah, we got to do Disney. We got to do Disney because my kids are starting. My boy starting to kind of age out of it a little bit.
Really?
And if we don't go next year, I'm a little worried that he's not going to give a shit.
No, I feel he's way too young to age out of Disney.
False. No, I mean he'll be 8.
You're into Disney when you're until you're mid-teens, probably. No, and then after that, I want to go to the Star Wars.
No, listen, Disney's
and Universal.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Disney is for everybody. But I'm saying we're quickly aging out of that magical time when it's just like,
okay,
shit,
like,
this is amazing.
Like, there's Mickey, and I got you.
We're a year or two away from him not really giving too much of a shit about it. You know.
All right. So when is that happening?
So next year. So now we're starting to plan for next year. So that's going to be the new thing. Although I will say, I threw down one of my most epic cooking escapades with practically zero help from my uncle, who is useless, Uncle Glory Hole, completely.
Oh, the one lecturing me on paprika?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I go, I'm going to cook this dish. He's like, you going to bring the smoked paprika? Because I hear your friend's got a lot. He loves giving you the business.
Hey, listen, I got a lot of joy out of that smoked paprika. When I bought that thing, my face just lit up. I was like, I'm going to use this on everything. Did
the smoked paprika make the kitchen slaughter?
It's still, we still have it. We
still got it? Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get rid of that.
Do you want to see the feast that I prepared?
You have a picture of it?
I got a photo.
Go. Let's see.
Boom.
Bull shit.
You don't believe me how great that looks.
No, I believe you. It looks fantastic, but not for a second do I believe that you made any of that. Not for a second.
You're
There isn't a
fucking
doubt in
asshole.
my mind. I would bet everything I have that you didn't make any of that. There isn't a doubt in my mind.
I made it all with little help from Uncle Glory Holes.
Sure.
No, he helped quite a bit. But
He placed the order.
shut the fuck up. Okay, can I just tell you? I know you're joking around, but can I tell you something for real?
No, you didn't make this.
No, I made this. I did. Cuddles.
There's no way.
Cuddles. He does not. Can we just, because I have material to go through. Can you tell Frank that I made the fucking thing? Tell him that I made the dinner. Not only made it, Frank,
I haven't heard
it in my mind, planned it from start to finish to execution.
I haven't heard Cuddles say it.
He really did. He
made
bought everything, and then he cooked it all. And you were planning this for weeks. Everything. And I wouldn't give you credit if you didn't deserve it. He did.
I love
He did. It was amazing.
Thank you.
All right.
So wait, say that again. People want to get up.
It was amazing. It was really good. It was really, really good.
Because I gotta say,
Thank
this
you.
looks unbelievable.
It looks like a fucking.
All the
It looks
credit
like
to you, man.
the cover of Bon Appetit right there. Bon Appetit
It
Jersey
does.
Shore edition, but still.
That's a huge friggin'. That's an undertaking. Look at all the mussels, the clams. Was that oranges in there? Or
Yeah, good look
Shrimp.
at you.
they got the corn, the Old Bay seasoning.
Look at you.
That's what? Do you think I don't know my seafood? I love seafood.
Yeah, you would have enjoyed the shit out of this. It was.
Can I hire you to make this by my house? This is amazing.
Yeah, I think you can. Well, let me. So, this is a hard thing to pull off because
Yeah.
I have to deal with my mother, my aunt. These are two very controlling Italian women. Okay, so it's hard to go into one of their homes and be like, "I'm going to cook something." I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard to be in your own personal home when they're there and be like, I'm going to cook something because they still think that that's their kitchen. Like wherever they go,
Right.
it's their kitchen. Like that's, if they're in the vicinity and there's heat, they're going to cook. They can't have anybody else doing it. So I said to them, I go, we're going to come, we're going to do this thing. It's my uncle's birthday. This is what I would like to do. I told my uncle first. Because I know how to manipulate people, and he's the little baby of the family, and they still give in to him all these years later. And so he broached the subject. If I would have said I want to do this, they would have shut it down immediately. But my uncle pitched it, and he got it across. So, okay, fine. So now I have all the equipment. I have the huge kettle and everything, and the burner and everything that's required to do one of these things. It's fucking 10 lobsters.
10 lobsters. You don't cook it all in the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You have to. You don't cook them separately and then throw them together, like
No, we did
clams
all
and the mussels. It's all in one thing.
big lobster bake, clam bake,
Right.
New England clam, whatever you want to call it, all in the same pot.
It's funny. Miss Justice asked, "Why isn't the food on plates?" This is a New England thing, right? This is. I glitched out. This is a New England thing. You put down paper,
Correct.
so everybody just jumps in and eats the shells, and then you just roll up the paper and you get rid of it.
That is correct. That's exactly how you do it, which is so funny because that was one of the things I had to fight my family on because
We want plates.
yeah. So anyway, I said, this is what we're going to do. So I show up, I bring the thing. It's a huge, I'm not going to put it on the screen, but there's me and Uncle Glory Holes right there. Yeah, wait, hold on.
And you had to cook that over an open fire outside?
Yep. See?
Look at you.
And we got the thing and there's our stuff and we did the whole
This
thing.
is insane. I am very impressed. I'm very impressed.
The insults just continue. I can't.
I'm serious. I'm seriously impressed. That wasn't a joke.
No,
Not an
I know it's not a joke, but it's because here's the thing. The entire way through this process, my family had zero faith that
Me
I could
too.
z-
I'm looking at it and I still don't believe it.
which is so unbelievable to me because it's like it was very easy. I don't want to tell, like, it wasn't even stressful. It was like very fun to do and easy, and I go, the way my family reacted, I was like, boy, they really don't think I can do anything because
Yeah, because they know you. Look at the glitches during this podcast. I mean, who the hell knew you could pull this off?
so I go to them. I'm going to bring the thing, and they're like, "All right, well, we'll get the food for you." And I'm like, "No, I know exactly what I need and how much of it I need." And they're like, "Well, you know," and so it was very hard to get control of the situation. So we get there. I set everything up, go out, get all the food. Uncle Glory Holes was very helpful in that. And so, you know, we get everything. My aunt actually reserved the lobsters so that we were, you know, good to go. Because I wanted to go, here's a little tip for the Jersey Shore people. I wanted to go to the local fish market. Then I get a tip. The local fish guy, perhaps not on the up and up, a smidge on the corrupt side, doesn't really get the fish from the licensed fishermen that should be fishing in the proper areas. You know, they're fishing.
Oh, no, he's robbing the lobster traps like Kramer.
Yeah, but not only that, I
When he
could
goes
care
out to
less about that.
Montauk.
Yeah, I don't care how you get them, but he's maybe in the waters that aren't really should be being fished is where he's buying shit from. So anyway, so we got the whole thing together and I put it all together. And I said, I got to get butcher paper. I need tablecloths. Like, and they're like, why do you need this? And I go, and we got to eat outside. And they're like, we don't want to eat outside. It's hot. And I go, this is what you have to do. And so I fucking put the whole thing together and they're munching away and they're eating and they're like, well, this is really good. And they're saying it like that.
Yeah,
They're going,
like, shocked.
yes.
Of
Everybody,
course.
Frank, was shocked.
Who
And
knew
they-
you could cater for 14 people at a like this?
But I'm not an idiot. I'm a functioning
Come on.
human being.
Come on.
Every time somebody goes, this is really good. And I'm like, this is insulting.
Well,
is what this is.
it's not an insult. It's not an insult because, to be honest, it's like you came out of nowhere with this. It's not like you do something like this every day. Nobody does. If anybody cooked this, not just you, if anybody put this together, it's a large feast of lobster and all this. And it looks great. I mean, this isn't a pot of spaghetti. This is a nice huge meal. I mean, if
All right.
anybody put this together,
But
it's
not-
impressive.
It's not like it's the first time I've ever cooked anything. I'd like to think
No,
that
I know
I've cooked
that.
meals for large amounts of people before.
Sure, but this is it looks impressive, and you got all the clams, and it looks good. I don't know. You shouldn't take it as an insult. They were very impressed.
All right. At one point in the meal, I overheard, "Can you fucking believe this idiot pulled this off? This is delicious." By the way, like that's literally the conversations that were happening.
I wasn't there, so I couldn't imagine who said it.
And then they go like this. They go, "You were right. We really needed to eat this outside." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Why is it when I say things, nobody fucking takes
Because they know you. You don't. This is nobody sees this coming from you. I'm sorry.
Yeah." And then I'm going.
If I said I was going to do this, would you go? Yeah, you could do that.
So then my mother brings out a bowl. And I go, "What's the bowl for?" She goes, "The shells." I go, "No, you don't understand. You just you throw the shells wherever they land. They're on the table. Doesn't matter."
Yeah, and then you wrap it up.
And then I go, they go, "Well, how do you clean it up?" I go, "We just fucking pull the tablecloth up and throw the thing out." They couldn't do that. They had to still pick through the shells at the end.
We got to see if we could save any of it.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yes,
you take some home with you for the
so
table.
that's what they did.
So this is a meal for the table. This is
It's seafood baked for the table. Right?
for the whole table. You
Yeah.
eat it on the table. You get the butcher paper. We'll put it on the table so we could eat for the table.
These fucking old Italian neat freaks, the look on their face when I go, and then I get 2 platters, and they go, "I think you need more than 2 platters." And I go, "No, the platters are just to get it from the pot to the table. We just throw it on the table." And they're like,
What?
You
You're
gotta
gonna eat right off the table?
"Yeah." You had to see as we were throwing it on the table, the looks on their face. You know, in
You didn't take
Pleasantville,
video of this?
you know, in Pleasantville, when the first person becomes in color, and they're all like, "What the fuck is happening?"
I can so picture your whole family doing that. Like, why is You just, and then at the end, they were like, "This is the best thing ever."
Yeah, they're like, he's dumping it. I told you he'd fuck this up. He's just throwing it on the table.
You're gonna get it. It's gonna run on the floor. You see, you're gonna get it all over the floor now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at that. I'm very impressed.
So
Everybody, nobody in the chat can believe it either. Everybody's like, "Holy crap!"
This is all very insulting.
No, it's anybody. It's not you. It's if anybody made this. It it's a big thing. It's a big deal. Even my wife said I reverse searched this image on Google.
No, I could say, like, you could see half of my kid's face. Like, even he's shocked.
That's not your kid.
That is. That's
I don't believe it.
I can send you the full image.
I don't believe it.
I have video of it too.
No, we believe it. It's just it's gigantic. This looks like a catering company did it. That's why we're having a hard. Remember when you guys went without us to what's it called? One of the Carolinas. I don't know.
OBX. It was the best vacation of my life when I didn't have you.
OBX.
Yeah.
Right. And you guys did something like this, but you had someone do it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
That's why it's hard to believe, because this looks like you hired someone to come over and like a bunch of caterers made this. It looks like a professional did this. Is why it's hard to believe. That's why you should be not. It's not an insult.
You got to hear. Then they're going like this because I don't know if you can see over here, but we got a little red potato. They're going like this.
Very nice.
They go. Even the red potato is delicious. I'm like, the whole fucking thing is going to be good.
What is that thing next to the corn? Right to the right of the corn.
What are we talking about here?
That is that like fennel or something? What is that?
It's hard to tell. So you throw onions and whole cloves of garlic in.
Okay.
So I think like this is an onion and this is a clove, just for flavor. You don't eat these things.
Right. They're just scooped in there. Right.
Yeah, the garlic, the onions, the oranges, the lemons, like they all go in the beginning just to kind of get the water going.
Okay, and what is that thing right above the onion?
Right above the onion? This is a clam.
Did you lose me?
These are all clams right here.
No.
This is a mussel.
No. Right above the onion that I just next to the corn, right above the onion.
This right here?
No, next to the corn.
Next to the corn.
Yeah, is the
right
onion.
Above the onion?
Right below that mussel, above the onion.
This.
Yeah.
Andouille sausage.
Sausage too. Look at that.
You got to put some andouille sausage in there. Yeah, make it flavor it up. Nice.
This is amazing. How much you charge for something like this? I'll hire you to come do this by my house.
Yeah. So I swear to God, my aunt's been saying to me, everybody wants me to fucking do it.
Yeah, dude, this is amazing.
I go, we could book out a Saturday or Sunday, make a killing, fucking just pay for the summer.
You could start a business just doing this. I'm sure you'd clean up.
I'm surprised there's not one on the Jersey Shore already, because down in the Carolinas, that was this guy's whole business. He just ran from one place to the next.
That's amazing. I mean, how long did it take? How long did it take start to finish?
It probably takes a good 90 minutes to 2 hours.
For 90 minutes of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of the chopping and cutting, and and then I'm sure if you were running, it's just timing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm sure if you were doing this on a business end, you probably have a lot of that prepped already before you even get to the place.
Yeah.
So you cut the time right in half there. It's just all a matter of mixing it all together. And I mean, this is how many people were there? A dozen?
We did 10 lobsters. We didn't have 10 people because the kids didn't eat this stuff really.
Okay.
I think there wound up being 7 or 8 of us that wound up eating this, and there was leftover. There was a lobster left over, and a lot of the other shrimp and a lot of the other stuff was left over.
Yes, this is good for like 10 people, probably.
Yeah, I would say.
That's great. I mean, yeah, you could. I'm telling you, you serve this at the movie theater. We're gonna open together. We'll clean up.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it.
Get baked at the movie. We'll call it getting baked at the movies.
There you go. Tell you what, we give everybody a little weed popcorn in the beginning. They'll be feeling nice and loose and fork over the wallet for this shit. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm telling you. And then we throw on a little Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and we got a movie. We got a date.
Fucking
A
Paul.
little throw on some Fantasia.
There you go. Paul, if no butcher paper, just use those declassified documents.
Good callback.
It's a great callback. I'm not saying he's off the hook. I'm saying there's a long way to go in this football game. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but I feel like it might not be as open and shut as all that, but it's pretty damn close.
If I had a dime for every time a Democrat friend of mine said that about how they were going to nail Trump, I'd have fucking.
I
more
know.
money than
I know.
Trump.
We say it all. It's said all the time with this and that, but I mean, the only thing would be if he legitimately declassified every single one of those things, and I doubt he did it. I doubt it. There's a long process, and they're saying he didn't go through any of that.
You know, it's not pictured here, Frank, but you know what else I did? I went and got those little cups, little plastic cups.
Butter?
Melted some butter, gave everybody their own cup of butter.
Oh, look at you.
And took the liquid that this all was boiled in, and I filled up the little cups with that, gave everybody one of those too, so they could dip their clams and everything in there as well. So you get that full flavor.
Nothing like dipping your clams and I don't even know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. It was we classed
but
it up.
that's huge. So next time, you know what you do like one of those restaurants, you put like a roll of not toilet paper, paper towel rolls.
Paper towel in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, on either side on a big wooden stick.
Yeah, you got to do that. It's got to be on a wooden stick.
It's got to be on a wooden stick, or else what are we doing here?
What is it about a restaurant that if we feel like they made it in the back in 5 minutes, we just love it more? Like those fucking paper towel holders and shit.
Right? It's good stuff. It just makes you, because they're concentrating on the food.
Yeah, it's all on the food.
Not the paper towel holder.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I mean, we're almost up to 2 hours now, and I got a fucking 105 fever here.
Yeah, we said this was going to be a quick one, so you go rest, down some NyQuil or whatever you got to do.
All right.
And yeah, you know, I didn't mean any of that as an insult. I was very impressed.
I know nobody meant it as an insult, but it was all very insulting from everybody. Not you. You were doing jokes here. I get it. My family, they were literally like, and getting text the next day like, we didn't think you could do it, and it was amazing. Like that's fucking text messages that are coming. Like this was really amazing. Like we can't. And then you know, I'm like,
yeah, but I don't think the way they mean it is none of them can do it. They don't know anybody could do it. Because this looks like it was done by a professional chef or a restaurant or a team of people that cook for a living. That's why they because you know, if all of a sudden you painted a huge mural, you know, they would have been like, holy shit, we didn't think you could do that. Bird meant it as an insult. That's fine. And you know, that's warranted. But I'm telling you, it's one of those, it's a shock because without like coming from a restaurant, to see anybody do this is impressive. I'm
an impressive guy. What could I say? Robin, how does Ann feel about that Jason guy in those Friday the 13th movies? Still on the fence? No, I know he did it. I saw him do it.
Thank you, Robin.
Gary, a friend of mine does
Robin button.
Oh, that would be nice. He certainly deserves it. A friend of mine does competition cooking. We just did 90 Boston butts for a check. See, that I can't do. That's hard to do. Barbecue is difficult.
Pork butts.
That's a long. The lobster bake, you're in and out in 2 hours. You know, right. It is timing, but it's a really short, concise time period. And your concern with the bake is keeping the heat up. That's easier than managing the heat at like 150 degrees or 200 degrees, which these barbecue guys have to do for long periods of time. That's difficult. Yeah,
to cook, and especially that amount, 150 of those things, that's got to be an all-day thing.
Oh yeah, these guys go, these guys go for days. Some of these fucking cooking competitions, they set up on Friday night and they don't fucking break down till Sunday night and go home.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that is nuts.
And they're fucking spraying apple cider vinegar on it and mopping it with sauce and shit. They're fucking committed.
It's constant keeping an eye on. Yeah, no, that's a lot. See, I don't think you could do that.
No, I can't do that. I openly admit I can't do that.
All right, go to bed. You're gonna pass out on us here.
Oh, look at this. He won the Jack Me Off cook-off. That's awesome. Oh, Jack Daniel cook-off.
Ah, you see, where is Jack Mio?
Playing late. Yeah, he wasn't here this whole episode. What happened?
Son of a b.
I know.
But we really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Please leave comments. We love the comments in the section below on YouTube. We like to read all that stuff. Anything that you want to talk about in the show, become a member. There's a join button below. If you haven't become a member already, we appreciate that.
How about the share button? We haven't mentioned that in a while. Share the episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Just
You
share
want
it
someone
on something.
else to watch. That's a good way to spread the word about us. Yeah. Throw it on your social media.
Facebook,
Get the people
Facebook,
to come
Twitter.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Good
helps
point,
us. Appreciate
And
that.
it doesn't cost you
Yeah,
anything.
you did that.
Shout out Bird for grabbing a merch.
Yeah,
merch
thank you,
store.
Bird.
Link in the description below. Thanks for that, Bird. Appreciate that so much.
Yeah, all you guys in the chat, you're awesome. Thank you so much. You guys do a great job keeping everything nice and civil. Love that.
And
Again.
Sybil, like Shepherd, which we also love.
You got to keep it nice and civil. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, Frank, I'm going to go off and die now. I hope that you enjoyed this last episode we had together.
God willing, we'll see you Friday.
All right, everybody. Catch you on the next one.